people can hear me. Mm, Okay, I think the sound is good. Okay, all right. Today is NFP, so I already have some trade idea for this NFP. So usually I don't trade NFP. NFP I like sometime when I have times like today because I'm not working today. I like to trade after the NFP release because for me we still have possibility to have some opportunities during post NFP. I will if I have to say that like that. So this could be very interesting. So NFP is about to come out in pretty much 15 minutes. So we will see. Before that, let's analyze the DXY. So the DXY, this is the DXY. So yeah, right now I don't have a clear bias. I prefer to wait. That's why I am making this live. I prefer to wait the NFP release to see more clear in the future direction of the DXY. But right now, if I have to analyze the DXY, let's go up to the monthly time frame. Monthly time frame, you still have this channel right there, which is pretty much in where the price is distributing. You see, we are distributing between this bullish channel right there. So I'm still bullish on monthly time frame from this low to this high. This is my structure on monthly time frame. We see that price retrace around this discount zone, pretty much around this demand zone. You see how price holds perfectly. So on long term, I still want to see price push. This is my bias on long term, I said. So I want price to push at least towards this imbalance right there. Maybe right there. We don't know, but we are not here right now. So I will more focus to targeting this zone right there, this imbalance. I want price fill this imbalance first. So that's why I think we could potentially continue to push higher. Let's go down on weekly time frame. So weekly time frame, this is my last leg on weekly time frame from this high to this low, clearly. So if I take my Fibonacci tools, you can see the 50%, the premium zone will start above the 50%, this yellow zone right there. So this is where I want to see price push. At least we see we have this supply, we even have this XM supply. I'm not saying that price will go even further here, but what I want to say is this is my long-term target, long and average target term. This will be this supply zone. Okay, so that's why I think coming from this monthly demand, I want to see price continue at least targeting this premium zone right there. Okay, or above if there is a possibility. Okay, so that's what I am looking on weekly time frame. Long term bullish. Let's go down to the daily. On daily, I mark up this channel here. This is a bullish channel, you see. So this is the structure currently. So I'm still bullish from this low to this high, you see. So what price is currently doing is just around the discount zone. Let me clear and zoom in for you. Yeah, if I zoom in, take the Fibonacci from this low to this high, you see that price retrace around the 50%, of the Fibonacci. So we still have room to target the discount price around 61.8%. Okay, I would not be surprised if we have another further drive lower before continue to the upside. There is a possibility, so that's why I will be very focused on what the NFP will do, how the NFP will affect the dollar, to see if we could even drop lower, or just from this 50% zone right there we start to continue this trend. You see, this will be the trend. So for example, if we got a strong report NFP, this could mean that the US economy is strong. We could see some strength coming from the US dollar. So this will potentially justify the continuation to the upside. Remember, this is the bottom of the channel, so we could see some rebounds off of overlapping with this demand. We could see a continuation. This is if the NFP comes out strong. But if we got, for example, the opposite scenario, we have a weak NFP report, this could potentially weakness the dollar, and we could potentially see a continuation and another drop, maybe towards this level right there. So this is a possibility, but I keep in my mind that I'm still bullish long term on the dollar, and plus the fact that we if we see the in the fundamental side, yes, Kevin Wash comes out on the last FOMC meeting. He comes out a little bit less hawkish than I thought, because Kevin Wash comes out around here. I think it was last week on Wednesday, somewhere here, after the FOMC meeting. The speech of Kevin Wash apparently comes out less hawkish. That's why we saw this huge drop on the dollar. Okay, but we don't forget the context. The context is we still have this situation in the Middle East. Yes, we still have the situation with the Strait of Hormuz. I don't want to talk anymore like that. You only already know the context. We still have this situation. Deal or not a deal, deal or not a deal is just a yo-yo on this back and forth headlines. Is very painful, but it is the context. So you see, for example, here 7 years ago, what she said, Trump, a deal with Iran over the Strait of Hormuz may require compromise from Trump. Yeah, the taco phenomenon, you already know. What's next? US likely had nearly 100,000 jobs in July, but market is still tough. Yeah, we could potentially have a continuation of this tough market. Let's see, because I think we expect this afternoon around 85,000 jobs added. If we get, for example, more than that, it would be a surprise, and we could potentially see some strength coming from the dollar. If not around the expected number, or even lower, we could see some weakness on the dollar. So I will be very focused after the how the DXY will react in after this news. Okay, we still have some minutes. Yeah, 10 around 10 minutes before the data release. So let's go back on news. Iran chief negotiation, Trump theater diplomacy with most, yeah. US dollar with NFP, of course. Trump on Kevin Wash, he said, I think it's great. He won't be criticizing. Yeah, for now, we don't know in the future. Let's see. Trump say he thinks war with Iran will end. Yeah, How many times he said that he's don't trust this allegation, these headlines. I mean, I will, this time I'm more focused on the chart than the headlines because it's just I think like it's just a game for the Trump administration. This is how I think. That's very, very, very tough. I don't know for you, but for me, from the beginning of this war in the Middle East, is very, very painful. Very painful. Yeah, we also have statistic on Canada, so maybe keep an eye on this. For example, I think I have in my watch list the USD card. Yes, yeah. For USD card, quickly because this yellow watch lists is pretty much all the pair I am watching this week. So the potential opportunity I will see. So yes, I talk about the US dollar. So I will be focused on after the NFP news on USD CHF. USD CHF, simple what I want to see. So on weekly time frame, yeah, I still want to see on long term. This is the weekly time frame. I'm bearish from this low, from this high to this low. Okay, so I want to see some retracement because I still think we are oversold. So I want to see at least a retracement around premium zone somewhere here. So long term, I want to be bullish on USD CHF. So when I zoom in a little bit, you can see that the current week, the candle, this current week is we don't have we still have some room to test here, something like that, before a continuation. Or let me put it for you in perspective. For example, from this low to this high, we see we still have 50% to target before continuation. So this will be something like that. We retrace around here. We hold above this gray zone, which represent the point of control from the last year. I'm using a volume profile to mark up this. For those of you who don't know that, just go look my previous weekly market outlook on video. I explain all that. So yeah, long-term scenario will be this waiting price to retest this zone before continuation to the upside because long-term I'm bullish on USD CHF, but this will be very interesting after the NFP release. Imagine, for example, we got a weak NFP. So this could potentially lead to the weakness on the dollar, and we could see some sort of drop first. Target this, even this demand zone, okay, for the end of this week, and maybe next week. I think next week we have CPI. So also I will talk about CPI on my next weekly market outlook because the situation in the Strait of Hormuz, we started to see some, for example, the US dollar starting to picking up. You see, we are stuck on this some sort of demand. We could potentially see a continuation because CPI, for example, last month, you see, we have a huge surge around the 95 dollar around. So this could potentially print for the next CPI, which is will be in the next week, strong CPI. So I don't know, but that's pretty much what I am forecasting. So let's go back on USDCHF. So USDCHF, what I am looking for. So let me get rid of this. Oops. We still have 5 minutes left before the NFP release. So let me finish clearly with this. So I'm looking for if we have a weak NFP report, a drop lower before a continuation to the upside. Let's go to on 4 hour time frame. I already mark up a setup. So you see, we pretty much tap this supply zone. I mark up an entry here and stop just above this order block here. You see, so I, of course I didn't enter here. So because I still want to see the NFP report. So if NFP report comes out weak, I think I will enter here in live with you, targeting this low right there. Okay, but if we got strong NFP, so for me I will just wait price continue to break this high and then maybe continue to the upside. Clearly this is my plan on USDCHF. So USDCAD, so USDCAD, I want to sell USDCAD. Why? Because monthly time frame, I'm bullish. This is my structure from this low to this high. I will make it quickly because we we will get the NFP release in a couple of minutes. So for example, this last weekly leg, you see, we didn't tap the 50% yet. You see, we still have, that's why I think we still have room to target. I don't know if we will target this year or the next year, but if we, for example, we take a look, pay attention on the probabilities. If I the projection, this is the projection, this is a rate probability projection of the central banks, Bank of Canada and the Federal Reserve of United States. You can see in blue the projection is still high for the Fed, and in white this is the projection of the Bank of Canada. So you see right now the projection is very low, but look at the end of the 2027 or around the beginning of the 2027, beginning of the next year, we started to see some increase in the interest rates from the Bank of Canada. This is just a projection. Of course, this could change based on the fundamental on the macroeconomy, but right now I will not exclude that next year we could see a rise in the interest rate. So this potentially around here could favor, I don't know, 2027 is here, you see. So this could favor maybe next year a drop around here because of the difference, the interest rate differential. So we could see a drop next week. Because remember, higher time frame, we are pretty much in premium zone. Pretty much we are in premium, so I would not be surprised if for the next year we could start to see a drop on this bet. Of course, this could change. Okay, so let's go down. Before going down, we see how we reject this level. I mark up this level, this resistance, how we reject this. So for me, the next target will be this support right there. So that's why I think that we could continue to the downside. Let's go on the daily. For example, daily, you see, if I measure this last daily leg, you see 50% is right there. You see, this is corresponding with the level I mark up in higher time frame, you see. So I still think we have some room to target here. That's why I think if we got some weakness on the dollar, we could potentially drop. So NFP in a couple of seconds. Let's see. Let's see. 3 seconds. Yeah. Let's see how NFP print. Mm. Whoa. Strong. I guess strong NFP. No. Whoa, 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 whoa. Weak. Weak reports. A weakness on the USD dollar. Yes. Yeah. This is crazy. I did not expect a week. 23,000 job lose. Worse than expected. Very worse than expected. We got unemployment rate around 4.1%. It's okay. Yeah. Let's look at the Dixie. Weak as hell. Yeah, effectively. So I think I will short the dollar. So yeah, as I expect, we want to target this. Yeah. So let's see the Nikkei. Okay, I think I will more focus on USDCHF and USDCAD, but USDCAD is already gone. Okay, up. Let me see. Yeah. Yo, we never had a weak NFP like that before. This is very weak report. So yeah, the US economy is taking a hit right now. So yeah, pretty weak. So I think I'm gonna short the dollar at least for this week, end of the week. So let's see. Let's see. I wanted to see price target here, but yeah, don't. I'm not. I am not looking to short right now. I just want to let around 10 minutes or 15 minutes pass because this is a lot of volatility. Yeah, so I think USDCHF we have more room to target. Yeah, I think we have more room to target compared to the USD card. Okay, or USD card we pretty much, you see, instead of if not we could see some sort of retraced, and maybe I will get in this trade, but I think I will more focus on USDCHF. Okay, so I think we are going to break this to target at least this level right there. So yeah, I will be focused. So let me I will just open my platform. Yeah, fundamentally USDCHF based on this report is pretty weak. I just want to mention that I have a current trade on AUD CAD. AUD CAD is the only trade I took this week for the moment in swing position. I will explain it after, but let's focus right now on USDCHF. I think we could get some opportunities, but yeah, USDCAD we pretty much reached the not we are not reached yet because I want to target this low. So let's see if we want to put my order limit right there, and I well, just some issue with the sound. It's okay right now. So yeah, put some highlight here. If we price decide to retest around here, I will get in this trade in sell position. So USDCHF looking also great. Some How can I get in this trade? Let me see. Because we still have some room to target here. These lows, I also put it here. A realistic target on sell side. So let me we shift, maybe consider that we shift the structure here. So maybe if we could get some retest here around this order block, this is yeah, some sort of demand that we broke. So if we could get some sort of retest somewhere here, I will be happy to short, but with a stop around here, just above this high. Okay. Do we have another announcement? Not. It's okay. This is the last big announcement for the week. So yeah, this will be very interesting. Let's go on 30 minutes. Yeah, very interesting. Stop will be here, somewhere here. This will be 1 to 61 risk reward. Okay. Yes, I will put. I will move it to the green checklist. Where is it? Where is it? Is here. This is where I will put my my entry somewhere here below this other block. So somewhere here, be very interesting. Stop, as I said, just above this high, and we want to target this low right there as a realistic target, and we also have this low right there. So this will be very interesting. Yeah, this is if we get some retracement. I think I want to ouais. Okay, yeah, so let's put an entry. Yeah, I already put a sell limit right there. So let's see if we retrace, will be interesting. So let me get rid of that and put instead some alerts here. This will be sell limit, sell limit, sell limit 1. Okay, this will be my stop loss. I like to put some alert on my stop, because when I place a trade, I prefer to get out and do some other stuff. I don't want to be in front of my chart. I like to let the trade run. If I win, I win. If not, it means I was wrong. Simple as that. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Price can also retrace around here because the NFP start here around this. Yeah, this surprise that was created. So I will put another alert here in case we retrace even higher somewhere here. The stop will be at the same position. So yeah, let's see, we starting to break the point of control from the last month here, this gray zone. So if we close below or even below this low right there, so yeah, this could potentially give us another opportunity. Yeah, the target is clear. I want to target this low and eventually this gray zone right there. We also have this demand, but I don't want to sell, to put my stop loss very far, because remember, higher time frame we are bullish. This could potentially be a counter trend, to be honest, because higher time frame we are bullish, we expect a continuation. So price could easily stop here and continue the move. Why? Because the trend is up. So selling in this type of trend could be considered as a counter trend. So we need to very be careful on trade management and risk. So that's why I don't want to target further in lower prices. So I want to see at least this low or eventually this low to be taken out. Okay, but it seems like the, yeah, things is dropping very fast. Let me check again the DXY. The DXY is dropping. So on DXY, I think, yeah, the targets, if we even go in monthly time frame, we are just retracing. Yeah, based on this report, we have no other choice to retrace today. So yeah, the target is clear. At least I want to see price drop here, or even potentially target the yearly open, this blue line, which represent the open of the year. So it is also a powerful level, but yeah, we'll be more focused on this level. When price reach here, I think I will hand the session. So the target is lower. So let's see where I think this level will be broke, will be break soon, will be broke soon. Yeah, sure. Excuse me for my bad English. So yeah, I think we could, if we potentially close, not close, but this is a daily candle. Let's say, for example, the H hour. Yeah, if H hour close bearish like that, I think we could potentially retest around the weekly and monthly open and continue the movement towards this level. So yeah, the bearish continue on in the dollar. So yeah, let's see. Oops. Yeah, I still want to see something like that, some sort of retracement. Yeah, this is what I am looking for today. Yeah, I want to target this level right there. This level will be my target for today and for the next or the end of this week, clearly. Okay, so what I want to see is now a retest and a continuation. Simply as that. So let's see what I have on. Yeah, Aussie is pretty much going well. So yeah, I expect a continuation. So I'm bullish from this low to this high on Aussie. So let's start. Let's begin the analysis on AUDUSD. I already put uh, some order on USDCHF. So let's see if my trade get triggered or not. If not, I will end the live. So let's go up on monthly. Let me just put some trade on my platform because currently I start a challenge. I want to put also a trade on my challenge account. This sell limit on USDCHF, I think I will I will I will take the same trade if I get triggered on the challenge. Just need some sort of retrace. But if price continue to drop without giving me a retracement like that and decide to drop straight to the target, I will end this trade idea. Simple as that. So we need to respect the plans. This will be crazy to start to sell here. So this will give me potentially a bad risk reward. So want to see some sort of retest. And currently the 1 hour candle is not finished. We still have 11 minutes left. So let's see how far this job will go. But one thing is sure is the NFP report comes out very weak. You see, down 23,000 jobs. I mean, 23,000 jobs losing, which is very worse than expected. We expect 85,000, and we even have a revision from the last month to the downside. So yeah, pretty weak worse reports. I think I never see a report like that in NFP from this year. Even last year, I don't remember in 2025 last year we had some type of report. So this is very weak. So yeah, I think we have potential to even drive lower, but if this thing goes without me, yeah, I will not engage in this trade. So let's see. I have the USDCAD. So USDCAD, oh my God, USDCAD is dropping. We are going pretty much to target this level soon. So let's see. Aussie dollar, yeah, Aussie dollar, we respond pretty quickly. So for me, the target on Aussie dollar will be this supply and this level. So we are pretty close. Let me see on weekly time frame. Yeah, weekly time frame, we are bullish clearly. So yeah, we could target this based on the weakness on the dollar. I would not be surprised if we target this level again. So let's go check the monthly time frame. Yeah, So the weekly, you see how we react perfectly on this level this week. See this week, perfect spot. So yeah, we have some strength to continue. And remember, the Aussie fundamentally is strong. We got today weak NFP. So yeah, I have no reason to sell this pair. I think we are going to continue. Weekly time frame bullish, and the structure is bullish from this low to this high on daily time frame. This is the structure, so this is just a retest on this level, and now it seems like the order flow, the direct order flow is bullish, so no reason to sell this right now. So now to get an entry, this is the difficult part, but I mark up this supply right there. This could potentially seems like could be the next target. So if we could get some retest around here in lower time frame, there is a chance that we could continue the movement. So let's go on daily. On daily time frame, 4 hour, excuse me. This is the 4 hour time frame up. So from this low to this high, we're currently breaking above. If we close above, in we have 7 minutes left. If we close above this, a good sign that we could potentially continue. Next target will be this, at least. So we also have this level that we could potentially target soon. So what I wanted to see is I'm expecting some strength coming from the NFP report, so we could get something like that, a rejection of this low, stop below here, and then we could see a hold above this point of control and continue to the upside. But with this weak report, I think we are pretty much rebounding off of this imbalance zone right there. You see how this imbalance hold perfectly, which is also corresponding with the pretty much the 50% of this 4 hour leg, this last leg. So very interesting. So let's see how we could enter here. So I will just adjust my setup entry here. Let's see if price give us or give me some sort of retrace around this level. This will be very interesting for me to enter. Yeah. Okay. But currently is very strong. The momentum is very strong. So now we put an highlight here, around here. Let's go down on 1 hour. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, the momentum is very strong, so I don't want to buy here. I want to see some retracement, something like that first before enter. But yeah, let's see. Let's see at least how we close here. I think we are going to close. We have 5 minutes left in this 4 hour candle, so I think we will close above here. So yeah, another setup on Aussie. So USDCAD, let's see. Same thing, USDCAD. Yeah, just waiting price to retest here before giving me a setup on sell side, but if we reach this target first, I will get out of this trade idea. So we have this descending channel, so we were at the top of the channel, so for me it's pretty much logic to target the bottom of the channel. So I just need just a retracement. If price could give me some retracement before getting in this trade, this will be very interesting. Aussie, I talk about it. Aussie CHF is more like a long-term trade where I want to see price retrace around here, somewhere here before enter. I'm still bullish because the trend is bullish, as you can see. So I'm bullish from this low to this high on forward time frame for. So for me, I just want to see a bullish setup. So let's see on daily. Yeah, we are pretty much pretty high, so I don't want to buy here. So I need some retracement first. That's why I put my alert here. But today I don't think, because we are at the end of the week, I don't think we could get an entry here and movement like that in today. Maybe this will be an opportunity for the next week. Also remember, I think we have some interest rate decision on from the ABA next week. Yes, August 11, pretty much on Tuesday next week. So this will be very interesting around this day to target. I think that the ABA want to hold their rates. So if we go, for example, on rate probability, we filter the ABA on the Bank of Canada. You can see the projection, at least at the end of this year, is still bullish for the ABA in green. This is the green line. This represents the projection of the policy rates from the ABA, and in white this represents the projection from the Bank of Canada. So currently the projection is still strong for the both of the central bank, but the 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 interest rate of Australian dollar is more strong than the Canadian dollar. So I think we still have some room. Yeah, I was talking about Aussie card. Aussie card, that's why I get in this position. Okay. So I still want to target this high at least at the end of the month or maybe next week. So on daily or on 4 hour, I'm bullish from this low to this high. So this is my target. So even if we get a rejection and I got stop out by rejecting this low, I will be happy to open another position, something like that, with this time with a stop below this low and target the same target. So I will be happy to enter here after this losing trade if we I get stop out, because I still think that the fundamentally Aussie is strong, and we have next week the ABA interest rate decision where we expect to hold rates because we still have inflation, we have all these things going on in Australia. So the monetary policy is still to hold high rates in Australia. So that's why I think that we could potentially continue to the upside. But if, for example, the trades start to break this low, because this low is my last line of defense. If we break below this low, I will I will let the trade idea. Okay, but as long as we are not breaking this low, the trade idea for me is still, is still okay to long this pair. So yeah, I put my first stop here. If I got stop out, it's okay. I will re-enter maybe after the interest rate next week. This time we stop below and see how this trade will develop. So we got another interesting news on Canadian dollar today. So let's see on Forex Factory. Yeah, unemployment rates comes out good for Canadian economy, and we have pretty much a good jobs report compared to the in United States. So that's why USDCAD is dropping, and yeah, pretty good number. And this is also why you can see some strength coming here on OZCAD. So yeah, but I maintain my stop here. If I got stop out, it's okay. I will re-enter next week because I still think that the trade is up. OZ is still strong fundamentally. So if we could get a continuation like that, it will be very happy. I will put my stop to break even once we reach this high and let the trade run. I think I will let this trade um, over a week because with this risk, because it's important to manage your risk. So in this trade I risk $50. So if I got stop out, it's okay. I will see next week. I will re-enter around here, somewhere here after the interest rate release from the ABA next week. So OZCAD is a pair that I have in my watch list. I think we have a lot of target to reach these highs. It's very interesting to target. Come back to OZCHF, same thing, but yeah, want to see the ABA interest rates decision next week before engaging in this pair. So that's why I will put it on my watch list, but in red one because we are not. This is not ready yet. I will remove it for today. The yellow watch list is just the potential trade I could get today. That's why I put in my yellow list for those of you who reach for the first time this channel. So on green one, the green list is the trade I am watching currently. So, or simply the running trade, or the trade I am about to trade to get into. So OZCAD, for example, I'm already into this trade. USDCHF, I put a sell limit before. I just want to see some retracement. Seems like we closed the 1 hour candle with rejection. Interesting. I just now to see some retest before dropping again. So I already put my sell limits, risking around $50, but with spread and all that, we pretty much I'm risking $47 to win $77.5. This is on my personal public live account, okay? But I'm also trading on prop firm. I have a challenge, but yeah, talking about challenge, I let me put this trade. I don't. I want to take the same trade on my challenge account. Let me see. Give me a second. Mm, okay. Oh la 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 la. So it doesn't seems like price want to retrace. Yeah, I don't want to set it here. It's too risky. I need to see some retracement first. If I don't see some retracement, it's okay. I will not get in this trade. Mm, it's my first entry, my second entry. If price retrace even higher, will be around here, targeting the same target. Okay. Now, USD CAD. So USD CAD, yes, we are dropping. Aussie, interesting. Need to see some retracement first. So the Nikkei is interesting because it seems like, yeah, we retrace around the 38.2%. If I adjust my, yeah, if I take from this low, we could consider that we already touched the 50%. So yeah, Nikkei is very interesting. Why? Because on the Nikkei, we we touch an important level, higher time frame level. We rebounds off of this level right there. So very strong level. So you see this bullish movement. So for me, the next target will be this first. So that's why I think that we could continue the movement. And if I measure this last daily leg, price want to reach, I think, above the 50%, somewhere here around this gray zone right there, which represent the point of control from the last month. And this is where it's a critical zone. This will be a critical zone for me. If we reject this level, there is a high chance that we continue to drop even lower, to come back retest this level. Okay. um mm, 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 mm. Ouais, see if I measure this. Wait, yes, we already test the 50%, so I would not exclude that we could reject again this level, and then we come back, retest discount zone, then we continue to the movement. This is a possibility. Okay, but it seems like a lot of risks on indices in general. Let me see the S&P stock indices. Yeah, a lot of bullish risk on. We are in risk on indices in United States. You see a lot of bullish movement. Even the US 30, we are pretty much at the all-time high. You see, on the DAX, same thing, all-time high. The FTSE, pretty much at the all-time high. You see, so I I would say we are in risk on. So that's why I think Nikkei have some room. You see, we have some room to target the all-time high again. So that's why I think that this is a nice rebound on this demand. So I think we could potentially see something like that. If we hold above this point of control, we could continue to target. So Nikkei will be very interesting for me this month. I will be focused on this on buy side. So that's why I put it on my watch list. But today we could potentially have some, I don't know, but I wanted to see at least some sort of retrace around here to have a perfect entry. I wanted to buy here, but it seems like with this trend and the new NFP reports, we could potentially see a continuation. There's a high chance because if I see, for example, the USD yen, I think, yeah, we are dropping, but yen is still weak. The yen is very, very weak. So the yen is very, very weak. If I see the Japanese basket, yeah, we have some intervention from the Bank of Japan, so we could see some rebounds, but on higher time frame we can see the yen is weak on long term. Yeah. Okay. USDCAD bearish. Just need some sort of retest before get in this trade. Okay. Aussie dollar is a good trade. So as I said, need some retrace before get in this trade. Nikkei, as I said, we could potentially have some, because if I mark up this order block, this could be very interesting. I think it's already ready to somewhere here. Stop just below. At least target this for this week. Alright, this could be very interesting. But we are in the end of the week. I don't want to take some risk like that at the end of the week. But this could be very interesting right there. Yeah. I put at least some highlight here to see if we retrace and we could potentially push price to up. We could get out of this supply zone. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty good setup on Nikkei. We are bullish, as I explained earlier. On 50 minutes, yes. Yeah, this could be very interesting on Nikkei. If I put my alert just a little bit above the order block, yeah, could be very interesting. Okay, Nikkei, I still let it on my watch list. Pound Aussie, so Pound Aussie, I think I will remove it from my list because I don't really have a strong bias right now. So I don't know why I put it on my watch list in the beginning of the week. Why? Because yeah, we have some rebounds. We have some rebounds. See, we touched the 50%, so I expect some rebounds off of this 50% right there, overlapping with this level, this support. So that's why I'm expecting some rebounds, but on long term, fundamentally the pound Aussie is dropping clearly. So yes, we reach one of the target of the year I mentioned in the beginning of the channel. So we already tap here, so start to see some rebounds, some buyer enter right here. So that's why it's very difficult for me. I think on monthly we have this imbalance right there. This is where I want to see price filled at least before continue to drop again. So but when I zoom in, we also have some imbalance here where price could potentially fill, retest this level and then continue to push. So, and if you see, you can see last month we closed with indecision candle. This candle is an indecision, so that's why I don't really have a bias right now until we get on this level or we target this level. Okay, so price is in between these levels, so very difficult for me. So yes, we retest this level. We have another intermediate support which is holding price. So but we don't have enough of strength to push price higher. You see, we reject this high. So we have some seller at the moment. I mean at least today, some seller on this pair. Let's go down to the daily. The daily for me, this is the structure. This high, this low. See, we are bearish because we broke below this level. So we are retracing around this level. But the current trend is this. We still bullish. We are forming higher high, higher low, higher high, a potential higher low. Who knows? And maybe we could form another higher high. So that's why I'm thinking I'm not. The daily is bearish, you see, but the 4 hour, the internal structure is bullish. You see, bullish. This is the trend. We are bullish. So yeah, a little bit of contradiction between time frame, um, but I still think long term we want to target this. That's why I put my initial setup right there. Stop just below this demand. So yeah, I want to see price continue to the upside, targeting this level. We have this channel, bullish channel. So as long as we are not breaking this low, I think we could continue to the upside. Yeah, as long as we are not breaking this low, I'm talking about this low. This is my last line of defense. As long as we are not breaking this low, I still think that we could continue to push. But right now, yeah, for me, price is stuck. Price is ranging right now, so yeah, I want to see at least if you want to continue to break above this point of control from the last week. We broke above, we hold above, and then I will be happy to buy. If not, I will stay away because this demand is holding price right now. So I have no reason to short right now. But to buy it, I need to break this level. So seems like NFP didn't really affect this trade, so that's why I will remove it. I don't think I will get a nice, let's see, on 1 hour, 15 minutes. Yeah, for me it's a ranging price, so not interesting for me, so I will remove it from my watch list. So yeah, I will be focused on Nikkei potential buy to target this level. Okay, just want to see price retest here. Aussie, very interesting. Maybe if I can see some further drop, this will be very interesting. Somewhere here. USDCAD, yeah, I want to see some retracement. 50%, yeah, I already put my alert here. So let's see if we retrace it. If not, we will wait for the next week. So the Dixie seems like is holding on this level right now. So yeah, I think, let me, yeah, we are holding around this, the bottom of the channel. See, let me drag it a little bit for you. You see, prices seems like we are holding at the bottom of the channel, so I want to see some break, full break, to continue to target this level. This is my target. But if price break this high like this will invalidate my trade idea on USDCHF and USDCAD. So yeah, I'm still looking to sell. Put some highlight here. Yeah, yeah. The problem is we are in the end of the week. Are we going to see another volatility to drive this price lower? I'm not very sure. So yeah, and it's very risky to let the trade over a week. So let's see at 9:30, which is another the open equity. Let's see what will happen if you have some another volatility. USDCAD, as I said, yeah, we have a strong data on Canadian dollar, so I will not be surprised if we continue to drop. So yeah, okay. USD CHF, very interesting. So seems like we are holding on this level. Let me see. So if I measure this, 50% is somewhere here. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, USD CAD, it seems like we are going to drop even further without retracing. We close fully bullish on this 1 hour candle, so I don't expect too much price to retrace here first before dropping. So this is why it's tough. This is why it's also tough to trade NFP. We have strong movement, but the return of strong movement on NFP is very, very interesting. If you remember, if you was a trader, for example, the last year, NFP barely moved the market last year. So, but this year, I think NFP is moving. We have a lot of pips, a lot of movement. So it's pretty good to see the return of the greatest announcement, greatest news in the forex market, in the market in general. So I like to see this volatility. Hopefully this month of August will be will not be quiet, so if we can see, we can still capitalize with some movement. I know that it's holidays, so people say that uh, in holidays we also have low volatility. It's true sometimes, but sometimes we can get some good opportunities during the holidays. in August, summer's holidays. So I will be focused on Aussie dollar, which is pushing, which is really pushing. So yeah, just want to see even here a retest around the weekly open or monthly open will be very interesting also. Somewhere here, I don't know if we are going to retrace here, but mm, the only trade I took is USDCAD on swing position, but based on recent data on Canadian economy, we have pretty good news on Canadian dollar, so that's why we started to see some drop on the CAD. But because I am a swing trader, I like to hold trades in long term. My direction is still bullish. Remember, we have next week, because this is a trade that we hold over a week for sure. Next week we have interest rate decision from the ABA, so which we expect to hold rates. So this could help the to push the price even higher. Even if I get stop out, as I said, if I, for example, price decide to reject this low, I will be enter again, but this time with my stop below here, because this will represent my last line of defense. This is my structure. You see, we broke above this high, so this is the origin of this leg which broke this high. So this is my last line of defense. As long as we are not breaking this, I'm still okay to take some other position with stop now this below this low to drive this price higher. So if, for example, next week we have a drop and broke below, then my trade idea will be out of the table. Okay, so yeah, and of course I manage my risk. I put an entry of a risk of $50 right there. I will not hint another position based on the Canadian data economy. So if, for example, we have some weak data on Canada, maybe I will add another position. If I have some confirmation, for example, we break this high, I will add another position. But the fact that we had a strong data, strong job report on Canada, I will not add another position. I will wait the next measure, the next catalyst, which will be the interest rate from ABA next week, which will help me to if I want to reinforce this position or not. Okay, if it makes sense. All right. Yeah, pretty. So it's 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see if we could see another volatility. Let's take a look on gold. Gold, I didn't put it on my watch list because I think it's not interesting anymore, at least for this week for me, for the way I trade. Let me show you. This is gold. So for me, gold, I wanted to see gold retrace around here. Let me show you on daily. Yeah, we pretty much broke this range right there. So I wanted to see some retest before engaging again. My target of the week was the yearly open, this blue line. We already reached this target, so for me it's not interesting anymore this week for me, because every week I have a target. So if I reach this target, I have a rules. I will not get in the trade anymore. I will wait for the next week, for example. So for me, because we already reached the target of the week, because I wanted to buy on short term, because yeah, we have the weakness of the dollar, the recent CPI or the recent speech from the Kevin Walsh, which comes out less hawkish than I thought. That's helped a lot of bit of push on the gold. So, but because we still have some concern in the Middle East and the potentially hike rates, and you know hiking rate is not good for precious metal. I still think that on higher time frame we could potentially see, once we reach the premium price somewhere here, another drop again below this level. This is a potential trade I see in long term, but right now price is pretty much bouncing off of this level, you see. So pretty good. So I mentioned this supply zone where we could potentially target, but buying here for me is overbought for me. I don't want to buy here. At least I want to see maybe next week a retest around here this level, and then I will buy again. But right now I'm staying out at least for this week, even though we have this some sort of. But I have to respect my plan and wait for the next week. It's not interesting anymore, at least today for me. Same thing on silver. I wanted to target this level. We are pretty close of this supply zone, so for me, not interesting anymore. So let's see if we could see something like that next week. Retracement will be very interesting. Okay. Uh, this is the US oil. So it seems like we put a pause on what's going on the Middle East. That's why the US oil is slowing down, is dropping. So I'm not even surprised if we continue to target this level right there, lower level. So, but I'm not trading US oil. This is a pretty strong drive, macro driven asset, very driven by the macroeconomics. So very difficult to trade, and we have a lot of spread and all that stuff is not a good instrument to trade during this period for me. But I like to use it for indicator to see if we could see high inflation, low inflation. You see, because higher prices oil is a good indication for high inflation. Lower prices is low inflation. So use it as a indicator to take some fundamental base indication decision, I will say, for me. So but I'm not trading yet. I'm not trading this instrument now. Okay, euro drive even higher, you see, based on recent data. We pretty much retest this surprise as I mentioned. So yeah, on weekly we see our room to target even higher prices. Okay, why? Because if I put in the daily, this is the structure on daily. So excuse me. So a retracement around the 50%, I think. If I measure this, we are pretty much almost at the 50%. So yeah, I think Price could potentially continue even in 61.8 before continue to drop again. So yeah, not a good time to short it right now, so I will let price go even higher. And remember, we have a weak NFP report, so this could favor continuation in premium price. So that's why I'm thinking right now. On 4 hour, 4 hour, yeah, we are forming higher lows. So yeah, nothing to short here. I think the price will continue. On USD, same thing. We are forming. We are not breaking this high yet, but it seems like if we close above, we will see a continuation. Yes. So on weekly, yeah, we could potentially target this. I don't think today, but let's see on daily. Yeah, we are at the end of the week. I don't want to get exposed too much, but yeah, interesting. This could be interesting. A retest around this support, stop just below, targeting this high. Interesting on pound. But we need to break above this high. We are pretty much breaking, but yeah. Yeah, this could be a potential trade for the next week. Yeah, as I said, we are in the end of the week on Friday. Because I am a swing trader, I don't want to maybe I would find some entries at the beginning of the next week. If this don't go higher today, I want to see some sort of retracement first before enter. Yeah, maybe retest this level or this level, even this level right there could be interesting. Yeah, I don't want to chase price. We are pushing. If price goes without me, it is what it is. I will not get in this trade, but yeah. So I will put some alerts here, some highlight here, and I will switch it on my watch list for the potentially for the next week. Mm, 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 on euro, yes, but we are topping right now a supply. So let's see. Yeah, between euro and pound, which is strong. Uh, yeah, we are ranging. We are ranging. So let's go back to my current trade. So Aussie still bullish. I will let the trade I will hold over week because I want to target these highs. This is my entry right there. Stop below here. If I get stop out, it's okay. We have the interest rates from the ABA next week. I think it will be on Tuesday, August 11th. So we expect to hold rates. Holding rates could be very interesting for the continuation of this pair. Okay, something like that. So I will get to re-enter again if I get stop out here. As long as we are not closing below here, I'll be happy to continue this movement. So very interesting. USDCHF. So USDCHF, because of the weak report on NFP, I still think that we could potentially drop. We could potentially drop. We are overbought on weekly time frame. You can see long term. I want to see price push, but because we are rejecting currently this resistance, I think we could see some drop. I wanted to see a reason, a fundamental reason to short USDCHF with this last NFP report which comes out. I want to remain to remind you that we got a weak, very worse NFP report. You see, we are losing 24,000 jobs, and we also have a revised number from the last week. So pretty weak compared to what we expect. So for me, great indication or great possibility that we see a weakness on USDCHF dropping towards this gray zone, the point of control from the last year. That's why I'm looking to short this pair. So on daily time frame, we are in a bullish channel. You see, we are bullish from this low to this high, but because I think we are overbought, we need to see some retracement first before a continuation. Okay, and based on fundamental analysis on NFP, last NFP, I will not be surprised if we continue. For example, if I measure this, we see 50% is overlapping with this gray zone right there. So nice targets. So that's why I think we could potentially continue to drop. Currently, price is holding around the point of control from the last month, this gray zone again, which is holding price. If we close below this, I think next week we could continue to target this low and eventually this level and mark up in higher time frame. So we could see something like that, and this is where we could potentially realign with the higher time frame trend. So this, because this is a counter trend, because I want to short against the higher time frame which is bullish, I will be very strict on my risk management and the trade management. So I want to see at least some sort of retest, a retracement somewhere here before enter again. So it seems like we have a lot of seller. It seems like we are about to break it without giving us a retracement, because this is my rule. I need to see some retracement first. If I don't get it, it's okay. I will I will try to find another position next week. Okay. But if I can get some retracement, this is what I am waiting for. I will get in and let the price, the trade over week, because I still think that we could at least target this low right there. Okay. Very interesting. So yeah, the key level to watch is this gray zone. So we really need to see a break below. Okay. So let's go down on 1 hour. So 1 hour, what do we have? So 1 hour. Yeah, we perfectly retest this supply zone. You see, now I want to see a continuation to the downside clearly. So I put some alert here. We have this order block here. If I could get some retest of this level or even this supply zone somewhere here, will be very, very interesting. Okay. Okay, on 15 minutes. Yeah, a lot of movement on London. I don't see. Yeah, I want to see some other movement on New York. Yeah, this will be a trade that if I get triggered, I will let it over week clearly stop just above this high. The USDCAD tested key target earlier today and found willing buyers. What next technically? Well, yes, I think they are talking about this level. The willing buyer, that doesn't mean that he could continue. He could continue to push. Buyer could continue to push because I would not be surprised. The trend, the higher time frame is bullish. So having a continuation from this level, which seems to look like a nice support, you see, this gray zone, some sort of support if I go even higher time frame, you see. So having a rejection, the buyers coming from this zone is not a surprise because the higher time frame is bullish. So for me, that's why I said in the beginning, shorting this pair is a counter trend, is a risk. So we need to manage the risk very well on this one. The only reason I want to take the short is just because we have a weak NFP, just like that. And when I see the DXY, yeah, he's a little bit hesitating around this level. So yeah, also keep my eyes here. I want to see a clean break and then a continuation to be able to maintain my trade idea on USDCHF to the downside. Okay. Yes. Plus we have the bottom of the channel. So yeah, very need a break below. If not, this will be very, very difficult on USDCHF. Okay, so that's why I think, yeah, there is a lot of buyer here, so maybe I will let the trade here and remove this. Who knows? Because this is a counter trend. Interesting. If I measure this, 50% is around here. Put a second entry, sell limit here in case we retest here. Okay. Yeah. Seems like we have a strong zone. We have this gray zone point of control from the last month. We also have the weekly and the monthly open this level right there. So this is a big support that price need to break before continuing lower. So yeah, it's starting to look like a very risky trade, or yeah, maybe I will close this one. I maintain this the second trade because I expect we could see a huge rebalance because we have a strong level here. Yeah, I think maybe I will close this one. Let's look on DXY. Yeah, DXY is retracing effectively. Okay, want to see the DXY hold around this weekly open monthly. If we can see a rejection here, will be very, very interesting. Yeah, so let's see, we talk about USDCHF. Let's see USDCAD. So USDCAD is, yeah, we still have room to target here. Yeah, put some alerts. I will make sell limit. Yeah, we still have room to target here, but I don't know if we could get a retracement here before dropping. That's why I put some highlight here. Let's see the Nikkei. Nikkei is pushing. Put some highlight here in case the pound put some highlight here. Aussie. Yeah, Aussie put some highlight around here. This will give me a nice risk reward. Not even here, but also here. Stop just below this level. Uh, here as a TP one break even in case. All right. We are pretty much 1 hour and 45 minutes of live. I will end the live pretty much at 4 p.m. Pup, 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 pup. Oh, USDCAD is about to drop. Yeah, without giving us a retracement. It's okay. I would say it's pretty normal because of the last data on Canadian dollar, which comes out very strong. strong jobs data, you see. So it's pretty much logic that we could see a further drop on USDCAD. So, but the ones I am looking for is USDCHF. Even though we are in a counter trend, we still have room to target this low before another realignment with the higher time frame, which is bullish. So that's why I put some sell limit right there, hoping that we are pretty close of the first sell limit. Interesting. So let's see up. Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm taking the same position on my challenge account on USDCHF. Up, 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 up. Let's see. Let's go. We are about to trigger the first entry on USDCHF on sell side. So let's see. So let's see. Up. This will be the trade of the week on potentially of the next week. Because I will try to hold it over a week, even though it will give me some negative swap fees. Yeah, the carry trade is not the best, but it's okay. I just minimize my risk. We about to trigger my first entry on USD CHF. So let's see. Position one position USDCAD. Okay, guys, I think I will end the live. We are pretty much at 2 hours of live trading. So we'll let this position in swing position and over week, just to let a little bit longer if we could trigger it. If not, I will let it and close my setup. close my trading, set up my PC, all that, and pretty much go to the gym after that. Yes, it's important to do other stuff. We don't need to be stuck glue in front of our screen, because we don't want to be slaves of the trading, because we have an idea, a trade setup, a direction. We put order limit. If the trade triggered, is okay. If not, it's also okay. But if I get triggered, like we are going to, it seems like we are going to get trigger my first entry on USDCHF right now, I will close my PC and go doing other stuff and let the trade overweek, because my trading plan is already here. Fundamentally, we have some weakness on the coming from the US NFP reports, which could potentially affect the USDCHF. And also I already identify some target here, but I don't forget that the higher time frame is bullish. So in long term I want to be bullish, but we still have some room to target lower prices, discount price, before a realignment in the higher time frame bullish. Okay, if it makes sense. So yeah, that's why, because we are in counter trend, I limit my take profit around here and here. I will take some partial on total profit somewhere here. I would not try to hold it lower like this. No, nope, nope, nope. So this will be a short-term trade on sell side. So USDCAD, as I expected, due to the Canadian dollar last report on jobs, we started to see some drop on USDCAD, but it's okay. As I said, I calculate my risk, so I will add more if I got stop out, and maybe next week, because we had an important news interest rate from the ABA next week. So this this will be very interesting if I will had another position or not. But the bias is still the same right now, so I want to be bullish on this pair. On the DXY seems like we are holding on this level. So let's see if we could reject something like that. This will be interesting. So Fed backing, I guess, what did he say? Because of immigration policy, level of participation down. So breaking even payroll total. Let's, what did he say? Because of immigration? Of course, when you start to OZ, a new alert on OZ. So OZ start to retrace. Interesting. Yeah, if I was in the middle of the week, I will get into this trade, but because I'm already exposed on, I want to be exposed on USDCHF. So OZ, I will let it pass, but this could be a nice entry. to continue the movement to the upside somewhere here. Look at the Nikkei, same thing. I will let it pass, but nice opportunity also. The pound, same thing. USDCAD, USDCAD is dropping. Man, it's a shame that we couldn't get some retracement here. But I get it, I get it. We have a strong report on Canadian dollar jobs data, so this thing could continue to drop to target this level as I expected. So yeah, nice continuation. So we will move it here. The new structure on 1 hour will be, I think, here, bearish order flow. Oh, maybe not, maybe here. Yeah, I think it's like that. Yeah. So £1 USD. Yeah. Uh, maybe here. Who knows? Somewhere here. Somewhere here will be interesting also. Yeah. Starting to buy here. Interesting. The daily. Yeah, but 4 hour. Did you did we break above this? No, we didn't close above this high. So very skeptic on this one, but I still think that we could potentially continue higher. I will stay on USDCHF on this one. Just need a trigger on this because we still have a nice room or risk reward to target. So yeah, maybe I will see for the other pairs in the watch list next week, because if it wasn't for the fact that we are at the end of the week on Friday, I don't like to put a lot of risk on Friday, because we have some overweek fees. I don't want to be swap fees, all that. So prefer to report potential entry on next week, and maybe take a trade only on one trade on USDCHF if I get triggered. It seems like we are not triggered yet. Yeah, very. I think I will end the live here. I will let the live at least when I get triggered the first entry, but hey, I will let the sell limit here. If I get triggered, it's good. If not, I will wait for the next week. Okay, it's okay. It's Thank you for watching the live. Be careful on your trading for the next week. I will post, if I have time, I will post a new weekly market outlook this Sunday, Sunday afternoon, European zone time, around 3 p.m. So I will say see you on the next video. Take care.